what's up everyone? This is Neil Patel coming to you with Breathe with Dr. Patel, and this is my second YouTube video. Mainly we're going to be covering some alternative medicine, spiritual practices that can heal you from chronic disease, chronic energetic blockages, which are at the foundation of virtually every health problem. And this is what I was seeing as I practiced traditional medicine in California for the beginning of my career. And 10 years ago when I graduated from residency, I did not anticipate that this was the way things would go. And this is why I became extremely passionate about getting to the truth of what health is and how we can use alternative practices in spiritual medicine to heal us and to eventually give us lives which are fulfilling, prosperous, and truly healthy. So today we're going to cover basically 5 health secrets that no one's telling you, and it's going to cover the way that we have grown accustomed to living is becoming increasingly unhealthy, and I'm sure you can appreciate that on some level. So basically, let's start off with secret number 1. The healthcare system enables you to be sick. There's a Harvard study done right after COVID-19 started, and it basically showed how our lifespan in the Western world has been increasing over the last 100 years. And ever since COVID-19 and onwards, it wasn't just the start of COVID-19, but our lifespan plateaued at around 79 years and is now on the downturn. So we have been going up in lifespan over the last 100 years, and then all of a sudden we're hit with a worldwide pandemic and our lifespans are taking a hit from that, but it has continued to decline since 2020. So we are at 2023. Every year the lifespan is decreasing, and you can attribute this to general all-cause mortality and death from a disease, an infection such as COVID-19. But this is not the first time the world has seen, viruses that have wiped out many elderly individuals, which skews the data as far as lifespan concerned. So I believe that the way that we are living, the technological age that we are living in, along with trends in cultural societal norms, have attributed to our decline in lifespan. And this can also be associated with convenience of lifestyle. You can get on your phone and order delivery while you watch Netflix at the flick of a button. And this most certainly is contributing to our lifespan decreasing. It makes perfect sense, common sense wise. So Harvard has already affirmed that this lifespan is decreasing despite technological advances in healthcare modalities. Secret number 2, there's a 63% chance your doctor is psychologically burnt out. And this was a statistic given to us by the American Medical Association, as well as the National Institute of Health, who confirmed that around 400 doctors per year commit suicide, and that number is increasing. So that means that when you are sick, you're putting your care into the hands of somebody who is psychologically burnt out because the system of Western healthcare is not allowing them to effectively manage their own lives and treat patients the ways in which they were taught in their training. The physicians who are practicing today are in a difficult position. They are being forced to treat patients based off of algorithms that are designed to code diagnoses in the ways in which insurance companies are dictating. These insurance companies are not the medical professionals who went to school to become physicians. They are involved in the numbers game. What is the cost-benefit ratio? Follow the numbers, and you follow the insurance company's motivation. Their main focus is to increase their bottom line. And so physicians are being asked, and they're being cornered into effectively treating patients the ways in which non-medical professionals are dictating, because they have the power right now of inflammation, infection, and death. These three causes of death are all caused by emotional and energetic blockages. What do I mean by emotional and energetic blockages? We're going to talk about that in Secrets 4 and 5. But basically, when you have suppressed emotions from your past, that energy gets stuck somewhere inside your body. It can be stuck in your shoulder or your chest or your bowels or inside your brain or in your neck, anywhere in your body. And that leads to energetic blockages. The energy cannot flow. And we're going to talk more about what this energy is in a spiritual context, because that's the best way it can be understood. Secret number 4. All energy blockages result from trauma or suppressed emotions. All of them. So, in your body, you are a being which is transmitting energy constantly. Your brain and your spinal cord are like conductors of electricity, basically. And at every second, there is electricity and energy being sent from your brain and your spinal cord to the rest of your body, and from the rest of your body back to your spinal cord. So in your brain, you have neurons, brain cells, which, based off of a trigger, meaning a past memory or a certain event that happened or something that upset you during your average day, these neurons release chemicals in the form of what's called neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters help your brain communicate with other parts of your brain. They send signals back and forth. And so, as this happens, your brain develops circuits that become stronger, which means that if you experience anger in a certain way, or you experience sadness or jealousy or whatever negative emotion in a repetitive way, those neurons become stronger. It's just like going to the gym. The more reps you do in the gym, the stronger those muscles get. So if your neurons fire in the same way, then they are more likely to fire again in that same way in the future, because they become stronger. There's a physics law I'm going to talk about really quickly, and it's called the law of conservation of energy. And basically, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. So energy goes from your brain to your body. And in these repetitive ways, if you experience anger, what happens is you feel it here, you become conscious of your anger, or you're unconscious of it, and it sends a signal and it deposits that energy in your chest or in your neck or in your bowels or somewhere else in your body. And that energy stays there, and it causes inflammation, infection, and cancer. And basically, this has been talked about by many medical doctors, including William Reich, who's an MD who graduated summa cum laude from his university. He was one of the smartest, most capable students of his school, who's a author of many, and the father of what's called orgone therapy. And we're going to talk about that in future videos. Carl Jung was a medical doctor of psychiatry, author of a plethora of books. One of them is called Psychology and Alchemy. And in the first chapter of that book, Carl Jung, a medical doctor, objectified the soul. He stated deductively that the soul, our soul, is something that actually exists. This is a medical doctor telling you that the soul exists. This is not a preacher or a priest or, somebody in the form of religion telling you that the soul exists. This is a medical doctor who revolutionized the way that we think. And he stated in a profoundly impactful book that the soul exists, and the Western world has thrown the soul into the trash can. We have eliminated the soul from our equation of health, and this is why we are dying at a younger age. This is why disease is spreading on a very subtle level throughout the entire world. Secret number 5. You are not a man. You are not a woman. You are masculine and feminine energy. Doesn't matter what gender you are. When the sperm and the egg become one, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. So whether you're a man or a woman, you are composed of both masculine and feminine energy. All emotional disease results from the passing down of suppressed emotions. So if your mother or your father have suppressed emotions, they pass down what are called masculine and feminine wounds to their children. And when those children have children, they pass down their masculine and feminine wounds to their children, and on and on and on and on it goes. And this is why you see that within every human being, myself included, all of us have these chronic, suppressed, emotional, repetitive behavior patterns that we don't fully understand. And here's why. Carl Jung was the father of shadow psychology. Shadow psychology is the dark, demonic, unconscious parts of ourselves that act out in certain ways that we don't even recognize because they're unconscious, which means that I have a dark side. I have a shadow side that I don't really know what's happening consciously, and we all do. This is referred to as the anima and the animus from Carl Jung's psychology, which means in the anima, men have a dark feminine unconscious energy, which affects their behavior unknowingly. This causes chaos, failed relationships, and suffering of all types. Women have a dark masculine energy called the animus, which affects their behavior unknowingly, causing all types of suffering. And the women can go an entire lifetime suffering in karmic patterns without being conscious of the root of their suffering, which leads to repetitive behavior, repetitive emotions, emotional blockages, inflammation, infection, and cancer. This happens in men and women alike. It doesn't matter whether you are successful, unsuccessful, rich or poor, what race you are, where you live in the world. These laws affect everybody. So instead of dealing with energetic blockages, we go to our physicians who are burnt out, who hate their jobs, who are being dictated by insurance companies to treat us a certain way based off of an algorithm. And they tell us that we're depressed or anxious or bipolar or schizophrenic. And then they either medicate us because that's what the algorithm says, or they refer us to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist does your intake and medicates you. These medications disconnect us from our emotions. They are the opposite of what we want to do in terms of healing. These medications effectively eliminate your ability to heal. Now, I'm not telling you to stop your antidepressants. That would obviously be dangerous. So always consult a physician who can safely wean you from them if it's appropriate. But emotions are the consequences of our actions and inactions. So how are we supposed to learn from our destructive ways of behaving if we're cut off from our emotions? It's impossible. It cannot happen. So we literally get to a point where we can't learn from our past. We continue to fulfill our karmic loops of suffering, which leads to more inflammation, more infection, more cancer, and early death. So in this channel, we're going to completely lift the veil, lift the blindfold off of our eyes of what we've been told is truly healthy. We're going to take information from the Western world of health care and the Eastern world of spirituality, and we're going to combine these two so that we can get to the truth. And when we get to the truth, we'll be able to see that a fulfilling life is right around the corner. We'll be able to see that our lives can actually take on more meaning as we get older and become more fulfilling. We have this concept in society that, the 20s and, when we're in our 20s, it's our prime. And, once after you get married or after you enter your 30s or 40s, it's downhill from there. Well, that's bullshit. It is 100% bullshit, because that's just something that we've made up. It is not the truth. And this channel will lead to the truth. That is one thing we're going to address in every video. So that's basically the 5 secrets to health that are going to be the foundation for the rest of this channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just be happy, be healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video.